whatever sort of big breakup you're talking about, there will be some need to sort out separating finances. And there'll be, for me, there are three major fears. The first one is where on earth am I going to live? Can I stay in my house? Can I buy my other half out? Can I afford the rent if you're renting? Can I, or if not, where can I buy? What do I need? All that stuff about where you're going to live. The second thing is what's going to happen with my children, which I think even more, I'm going to be really sexist now, but even more for women than for men, actually, I think their priorities is around the children. What's going to happen to them? Is this going to impact them? How is this going to impact them? How do we manage around that? What am I going to do when they're not with me? Because actually my entire life revolves around them. And the third thing is about money. The third thing is about how am I going to survive? What do I need to live on? Because actually you might not even know that. You might not know what am I going to need to live on? How much money do I need just to pay the bills each month? And those things are the things that made me say, I need to remove the fear around money and where am I going to live, and start helping people to plan with their finances and understand what they need to look like so that they can move forward. And having that clarity about it actually removes some of the fear. It's the information and the clarity. Even if there's something you need to do, at least you know what you need to do, rather than having no clue what you need to do.
And I think that is the thing, because I think divorce throws up everything anyway. So you kind of are living in this world of overwhelm where nothing is as it seems. And you're kind of almost down that rabbit hole and a bit like, oh my goodness me, who do I trust? What do I do? You know, and suddenly you're being asked to make so many enormous decisions in a relatively small space of time, considering you've been in sort of pretty much the same space with somebody for the last however many years, and suddenly to then have to go, right, I need to change my life. Where am I going to live? Massive decisions. And on top of that, in that fight, flight, fear, freeze, mode that, it's so huge. It cannot be underestimated just how much. And then for people to get clear as well, especially if they're not about money, and then to learn a very, very hard lesson for some, maybe. I'm sure you make it very easy, but
I try to. I think one of the things that's worth saying, because you were saying about you suddenly have to make big decisions, and I think there's a massive danger that people do think that they suddenly need to make big decisions. That absolutely is not the case. And certainly with divorce or civil partnership dissolution, you do not need to rush into financial decisions. In fact, absolutely don't rush into any decisions. Go and see somebody like Tosh and get your head sorted out first, because you cannot make good decisions if you're in a place of emotional upheaval. Whether it's a positive or if you're giddily excited, you shouldn't be making big decisions. If you're on a real downer, you shouldn't be making big decisions. So your head is the first thing that needs to get sorted out. So you need a Tosh in your life, or somebody who does a similar job, because that emotional stability is going to be really important throughout.
And that is your almost like that is your foundation, isn't it, for being able to make good decisions as well, whether it's about finances, co-parenting, where you're going to live, actually to have that clarity. And I always talk a lot about divorce fog. It's a thing, and for a lot of people as well. And again, I don't want to just put it onto women, but women, I hate that expression. I'm just going to say my age. Although I'm okay, that there is this sort of added extra hormonal element as well, which can just be, and I think when people feel out of control, then they get fearful because they literally don't know who to trust. And actually, that's why I would also put this back to you, that having a financial planner, somebody who's got their eye on the financial ball in your support squad is just so important. just to give you that peace of mind, so you're not waking up in the morning going, oh my goodness me, what am I going to do with the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a team thing. You need a
Yeah.
divorce team. Do not go and see a family lawyer and think that's it and that they're all you need. They can only tell you about the law. I love family lawyers. I work
Likewise.
numerous family lawyers. They're amazing. They do a
Mm.
fabulous job, but they are specialists in the law. They're not going to counsel you. They are not going to coach you. They are not going to help you design your future. They're not going to give you peace of mind around your finances. They may not understand pensions as well as financial planner would. You need a team of professionals who can help you with the bit they specialize in if you want the best outcome out of this. So yeah, it's not about one person. It's not about picking the best professional one person. It's about having a team of people who all work together and all hold your hand through this.
And talk to each other as well. So you know that you don't have to make all those phone calls. And I'm a really big supporter of kind of, you know, everybody, obviously not things that you agree to share, but just so everybody is on the same page. So you don't have to go through that whole like, oh my goodness, now I've got to talk about this, and I've now got to relay that. And again, if you're in that space where you're feeling a little bit confused and overwhelmed and tired, because, you know, divorce life can be quite relentless. Well, very relentless probably at times. So yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And yeah, and definitely about money as well. I literally, I you know, I came to the state, the single parent stage completely without any, and I didn't have any sort of advice from my dad. I didn't have, you know, I love my dad, but I never had any of that sort of money guidance or support or anything. So it really is, for a lot of people, it's quite a scary time. And also, and I noticed on your Instagram, you have great Instagram feed as well today. You were talking about what was your post today that I saw that was really good, that made me go, yes. Oh, blimey, it's just gone.
Now you're challenging me. I think I was talking about income today. I think I was talking about an additional income generation, wasn't I? Or was I talking about spending less?
I think, yes, it's exactly what you were. That's exactly. So your post today, or the one I saw today anyway, was all about sort of moderating your, you know, your spending needs. And I think a lot of people get into a very fear-based stage. They go, oh, I can't go and shop in that very lovely supermarket where everybody's very friendly, and maybe I have to now, you know, the shame of dropping down into somewhere else. And there's no shame, you know, you just get clever. You can get more imaginative about, you know, shopping, and, you know, have some fun with life and see it as a sort of a whole experience rather than the shameful sort of falling from grace, you know, whatever you want to call it.
So I'm talking a bit at the moment about future life, because I think divorce is an opportunity.
Yeah,
as well as, yes, it's the end of one chapter, but it's the beginning of a new chapter. And it's an opportunity to design a new life that you want to live in the way that you want to live it, without compromise to anybody else. So what I've been talking about is trying to figure out what your future life looks like. What do you want it to look like? What things do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? Working out what the gap is between what you have now, what your world looks like now, and what you want it to look like. And what are the levers that we can push and pull to get us from here to here? And some of them may be earning more, asking for promotion, asking for a pay rise, which lots of us, especially women, don't do, even though we probably deserve it. How to go about doing that? Maybe looking at a side hustle. Also looking at potentially where your spending leaks are. I love the term.
Yeah, that's what I saw, which I liked. Yeah, and it's true, spending leaks. Yeah.
So it's not about, if you love shopping at the beautiful supermarket that you described before, if that's what you love and that brings you joy and makes you happy, I'm not sure that's a spending leak. Somebody will probably tell me that I'm wrong about that, but I'm not sure that's the spending leak, because that brings you joy. So actually, there's probably a spending leak somewhere else that doesn't bring you joy.